How did you prepare for your MBA interviews in general and your XLRI interview in particular? Because XLRI, from what even I have experienced, is a much more intense interview process compared to many
So
of the
yeah,
other institutes. So, any interesting stories
true,
there?
true.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this series called Perspectives by Point 99. In this particular series, we will try to learn a lot from people who are associated with the business world in one way or the other. We'll be trying to get perspectives in terms of test prep, interview prep, their time at a B school, what happens after a B school in the industry, and also life lessons in general. As a part of this initiative, we have Palash Chaturvedi on board today for our first such interaction. And Palash has a very interesting profile. He's an engineer by, say, graduation, but then again, he has done a lot of things, be it in terms of marketing. He has a very interesting internship experience with AIB. Then he has also worked in the mutual funds sector. So he used to sell mutual funds. I'm sure he analyzed mutual funds as well at some point in time. He is now a student at XLRI. He will just be finishing his MBA in the next couple of months or so. And he interned with HUL and now he's going to join Angel One. In addition to that, he was also contemplating pursuing esports slash gaming professionally. So all these things come together in our today's interaction with Palash. So do go through the entire video and let us know what do you think about this video in the comments section below. So Palash, can you tell us something about yourself, your background, what have you done, what is it that you're doing right now?
Sure. So I have been born and brought up in Mumbai. I am thorough Mumbaikar. I did my UG from NMIMS from Narsi Monji in Ville Parle. And for that, I did a 5-year course called MBA Tech. So that is, it was basically an integrated course where, along with the B Tech for 4 years, with one extra year, they also teach you management concepts and some of that curriculum. Not maybe to as deep a level as the 2-year MBA core programs, but still they give you a very good understanding essence of what the MBA curriculum is like and how does a business operate, what are the different aspects of a business, everything. So yeah, so I did that, and I did my BTech in computer science along with that. So it was a 5-year course, and we also had to choose a major for the management part. So that there I chose finance, and so after 5 years in 2020, then I graduated from there with a job at a company called Alien Technology Transfer. So Alien TT is a Italian startup. They're roughly like 15 years old, not a very old company, and they have about 150 to 200 odd employees globally. But what they do is they do funding consultancy. So they help startups, SMEs in Europe with technical innovations, deep tech products to get funds from their own government, from the European Union, or venture capitalists, private equity firms based in Europe. So it was mostly a Europe and USA based program. We also did another program in the USA called SBIR with the NIH, the National Institute of Health, and National Science Foundation, NSF. But yeah, basically for these European and American clients, we used to help them get funding from their bodies. So it was mainly an outsourced sort of setup for the Indian office. Feb or March of 2023, I got a call from XLRI, and then so yeah, I decided to come here after that. And since then, I've been here 2 years, almost done now. About 10 days left for college to end.
Nice, nice. So the trigger for going for an MBA, it came from your 1 year stint with finance, as in the kind of the last year at your graduation. So that was the trigger, you
So
would say.
So finance, yeah, I found finance as part of my curriculum very interesting. My job was somewhat associated to finance, but more like B2B sales, or business development, or you can say customer relationship, inbound or outbound sales. So it was more like that. And Now what happened was, I actually wrote cat in 2021 also, a cat and zat both, and but then I what happened in November 2021, I got promoted at my job. So I became from a funding consultant, who was the salesperson essentially, to a funding consultant manager. So I had then a team of about 8 to 10 people who were doing the same thing that I used to do. My job became more to like manage them, give like campaign ideas and big marketing, PR, and those kind of decisions. Also, some more additional responsibilities. So then I the thought of doing MBA. Then I kept it aside for some time. So then next year again I gave. So next year my idea was more to actually I planned on I started the idea of writing some exam with the thought of giving GMAT. So I was planning to go abroad, and so that's why I was preparing for GMAT. And at the same time, I also realized, because I had given ZAT the previous year, ZAT ka bhi format was, it was more similar to GMAT in terms of the verbal and quants aspect than to CAT. Like, so,
Hmm.
and plus the time that they give you is also much more. It's not technically a speed based examination when it comes to that. So I was more comfortable with it. I was I thought, I'm anyway giving GMAT, my verbal will be pretty decently polished because of that. And quants ka I will manage. I'm an engineer, so I had that much confidence in myself कि वो हो जाएगा. So yeah, then I gave ZAT also, and then ZAT ka ही result ended up coming first. And uh, although I planned to study abroad, but eventually my plan was to settle in India. So I thought, if I'm getting a chance to do it at a decent, like the same course at a very good university here, that's a good chance. So
What do you think are top three attributes for someone who wants to pursue an MBA?
right. So I mean, something that helped me from my work experience that I realize is very important here also, and again now going into the corporate world, more important things that I think coming into MBA and then eventually going out of MBA is having some amount of work ethic, some discipline in just doing it the bare minimum of initiating the project or initiating the submission, because once you start something, it automatically ho jata hai. It's just the initiative that a lot of people don't end up taking. So if that makes a lot of your job easier, and 50-60% of your work gets done just after you start attempting. At least you get something from somewhere. And nowadays also, it's not a very difficult job. We have tons of resources on the internet. There is chat GPT, Gemini, everything is there. So it's very accessible also. Second thing I would say, it's easier to, I would not say it's mandatory, but it's easier to survive MBA life, preparing for MBA and MBA life, if you have a little bit of quantitative knowledge. So
Hmm.
thoda sa, basic, just the fundamentals of 10th 12th are pretty much enough for most of the courses. Some, there are some which require you to, and I mean, the professors keep that in mind, that there are people with all kinds of backgrounds coming, because
Hmm.
diversity is one of the very important things that they consider here. So they consider that, but it could, some of it could be like a little bit steep for someone from coming from the arts background maybe, or someone who's not very equipped with mathematics on a slightly higher level. But most
Hmm.
of it is doable if you just know the fundamentals of, basically what you prepare for cat and zat is,
Hmm.
most of the times, like 99% of the times, it's enough. There's this 1
Hmm.
or 2% of some, one session of one course or two sessions which might be somewhat difficult, but that's it. Being social always helps in MBA life. Like, I feel like my biggest takeaway from your everything considered, even like placements, committees, everything. My biggest resource that I have taken away is my contacts, my friends, and my and I've made very very good friends here, fortunately. So and the culture here is such that, matlab, the fact that we are from all from one campus, one college, brings a unity. and there is that mutual bonding. So even if you don't know someone very well personally, they are still going to be there for you if you're, from their batch or from their
Hmm.
college. So there is this mutual understanding, and that makes life thoda sa easier once you step
Right.
out of here. Like,
How did you prepare for your MBA interviews in general and your XLRI interview in particular? Because XLRI, from what even I have experienced, is a much more intense interview process compared to many
so
of the
yeah,
other institutes. So, any interesting stories
true,
there?
true. Sorry. Yeah. So I actually learned the hard way when it comes to XLRI.
Uh,
So I had applied for both. Firstly, I mean, talking about the preparation. So mostly preparation, I had applied for two programs: business management and human resources management (HRM). For the HRM part, I had to do a lot of technical research. कि HR में concepts क्या होते हैं? What are the different aspects, elements of HR? Compensation, benefits, performance, etc. Blah blah. So I was very into researching on that and understanding all of that. तो मेरा पूरा time उसी में गया था. Now, what happened there was when the interview came up, the question that I was asked was, "My name is Palash, right?" So Palash is a
uh,
tree
right.
that is found in northeast Bihar, UP के आसपास काफी found हुआ है. Jharkhand also. So
Is the
my
same
question
thing
was,
as
what
Flame of
is?
the Forest?
Yeah. That is the flame of the forest. You also make gulal with it for holy.
Right.
So my question was, what's the similarity between Palash the person and Palash the tree?
Okay.
So which, and I spent my last like week preparing everything about HR. Ki I was completely into that. Ki HR related ही
Uh,
कुछ आएगा, and that question threw me off. Thoda sa like it shook my confidence, and like I took like 5-7 seconds just to like process that question because I was not expecting it. So, I mean, I answered it somehow, but then that, the initial start, if it becomes a little shaky, it
right.
moves your confidence a little down. I mean, it's not that, it completely ruins it. You can always get back into confidence and answer everything well, which I tried to do. But I think that initial part became a little challenging. So, anyway, so HR interview was not very good. Next week, I had the BM interview.
Hmm.
So for the BM interview again, I watched a few like videos on general interview preparations on mannerism, body language, little bit, not too much research, but what all can I stay prepared for? A little bit of internet research.
Hmm.
Of course, I went through my own CV and what I have done in terms of projects. Academically or internships otherwise. I had done a few other internships also, like apart from
Hmm.
academic. So I had done one wealth management company mein I had interned called
Hmm.
Julius Baer.
Hmm.
So there it was a hardcore finance internship. I had
Hmm.
also interned at AIB, which is a comedy collective,
Yeah.
which used to be there till 2018. So
Hmm.
there I had applied as a writer, like a full time job, and I got a call for that job. But then I had to tell them that I have my college going on, like 3 साल और
Hmm.
बचे थे college के, so I can't
Hmm.
join as a full time employee. So then we came to a mutual agreement that after college, whenever I'm free, like every day if possible, or whenever, like 4 times a week, 5 times a week, I would go after college and work. Like, so I worked with the writing team for some time, and then
Hmm.
for with the social media team. Yeah, so these different internships were there, and I mean, it was a pretty good experience having like these different. I did finance, I did this is comedy writing, then I did one technical internship because it's important for engineering students to do it. So that was again a completely different one. Then I did a digital marketing internship with a friend of mine. He had his
Hmm.
own startup, so I helped him with some digital marketing. We were also experimenting. We were college students together,
Hmm.
so we were trying to figure out how this works. That was pretty much my journey. But then so I went through everything, like I took a recap of everything that I've done in my life. uh,
Hmm.
and then, but I did it a little bit in advance, and then one day
Hmm.
before the interview, I stopped preparing. तो फिर मैंने
Nice.
कुछ नहीं किया because for HR one more mistake that I had made was I was preparing till the last minute.
Oh.
So I was too, like, my mind was too focused towards HR. So presence of mind भी थोड़ा सा I think important होता है. So that time one night before, मतलब रात तक शाम तक I studied and then I stopped studying. So that interview fortunately went well.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, that was my experience.
Nice. So, did you manage to convert both?
So HR में I got a no, I didn't convert HR. I got a wait list of 210, I think,
Okay.
and it went up to 160 that year. I think 160 or
Hmm.
170. ऐसा कुछ किया था तो
Nice.
and BM I got a direct convert for Delhi. Jamshedpur में I had waitlisted. I was waitlisted for about 50 or 60 पे कुछ था
Okay.
waitlist, and I think within like 1 week or something it was cleared.
Nice, nice. That has this interesting section called decision making, right? Which is not common to any other
Yeah.
tests. So, any specific preparation you did for that? कि कैसे मतलब, how did you
I
attempt it?
I also have a very good story for that because
Hmm.
since, as I told you, in 2021 I also gave CAT, and 2022 January I also gave ZAT the previous
Hmm.
year. So again, because I had gotten the promotion, I was not fully into my preparation because I was double-minded. Ki should I leave my job or should I? I've just got a promotion, so it would be interesting to continue working. So
Hmm.
for that, I prepared nothing extra than CAT. I did verbal, I
Hmm.
did quants, I did LRDI, but decision making मैंने इतना नहीं किया था. Like I was not
Hmm.
very prepared, and uh, and when the paper came, I was genuinely very confused because there are many options which may seem like the right answer, but
Right.
and then eventually when the result came, my DM percentile was extremely bad. So
Okay.
the others were still decent, but DM was horrible. And this has been the case for a lot of people who are here. So many people who are here have given that twice or thrice
Hmm.
right before. So everyone has had this experience because a lot of people did not take DM that seriously, and then
Hmm.
it affects your percentile by a lot. So it's not very difficult, honestly. What I did was, and now in fact it's even easier to prepare, I think, because of GPT and Gemini and everything. But
Right.
I just went majorly through the previous year questions. So I think the previous 10 or 15 year questions were available on the internet very easily.
Hmm.
And I tried to see the pattern, what is essentially what is the right decision to make in these kind of
Hmm.
situations. And once you get that idea, it's not very difficult to, well, you keep changing the situation. You come to a municipal hospital, you come to a village panchayat, or you come to a corporate office. Matlab, the kind of problems will remain the same.
Hmm.
You have to identify the stakeholders. You have to see, who is benefiting, what are the pros over the cons, and etc. Matlab, you realize that I am not sure if there is a structured, very super structured
Hmm.
way to study this. Like, but that I think is where GPT can help. So
Hmm.
again, like, I'm sure people must have already done it, and there must be resources on the internet. GitHub पे होगा,
Hmm.
and I'm sure blogs academic YouTube पे होगा. I'm sure
Hmm.
people have done it. But yeah, that was my approach, because without understanding the question, without understanding the options, you can never do DM. Matlab,
Right.
uh, you have to exactly understand what each option means. So because
Hmm.
the difference between right and wrong is very thin sometimes. So yeah.
Hmm. So, what would be your advice to people who are preparing for interviews in general and specifically for XLRI interviews? Any steps that you would like to recommend?
Right. So expect for XLRI, firstly, expect out of the box questions, because
Hmm.
I mean, at least one or two questions are going to be, n- nothing related to your CV, nothing related to your work experience, your something you expect, academic, technical concepts, academic knowledge. There will be one or two questions which will be outside of these. So something about your personal life, something from the general knowledge section, uh, because they also see if you're aware of you know your social surroundings, where you are living, what is happening in the
Right.
world, not just your locality, but also the world, like geopolitics, for example. So a basic understanding of all these things always help, because
Hmm.
it also shows your presence of mind, that you're not just similar to the mistake I made, you're not just focused on one aspect
Hmm.
of academics and one aspect of this program that you have applied for, but even general presence of mind is there.
Hmm.
And besides that, yeah, confidence is again very generic piece of advice, but confidence is very important. You have to, and again, for that you have to be in a state of peace, right, in inside. So you have
Hmm.
to not stress yourself too much. I don't think it ever helps to grind so much that you're not able to sleep enough, you're not able to eat, you're not feeling hungry. All these things should not
Right.
happen. But at the same time, yeah, you go at a healthy pace, like allocate time to your schedule. Time management is extremely important, of course, for preparing, and
Hmm.
here inside the campus also. As I said, work ethic and time management go hand in hand. So
Hmm.
again, keeping a schedule, I mean, I would not say that don't enjoy, stop having fun, keep time allocated to that also, but there should be a set time. Matlab, you can allocate it however you want. I think it's um, I mean, everyone has a fair idea of the kind of number of hours they should put in, or they have
Hmm.
gotten advice from people and from other resources. But how you allocate it, if you actually complete those hours, is where the difference lies, in my opinion.
Hmm. So, Palash, I also gathered that you are into gaming and you have also played competitively at some level. So, two questions. One, how did you get into it? And two, do you think those attributes helped you become more competitive or more self aware and so on?
Yeah, so I've always, like most guys, I've liked video games and gaming in general since childhood. So there are one or two games that I play very often, like FIFA. Sorry, FIFA is something that I enjoy, and yeah, I used to like participate because it's also available online. There are online tournaments and everything that happen, so you can, while sitting at home also, you can participate. And so I've done that a few times, and yeah, that was a very fun experience. So there was a fleeting thought at one point in time in life, where I thought, I'll pursue this professionally, like seriously, with some commitment. But it was a very short-lived thought. Like then I I don't know, I changed my mind, but so I thought I will stop enjoying it if I start pursuing it professionally. Like the enjoyment will be drained out of it. So better to keep some things as a hobby, I think, than pursuing them.
And do you think it helped you in your process as well as in being competitive
Yeah, so
overall?
yeah. I mean, I believe that gaming also has certain benefits. Of course, excess of anything is bad for you, but
Right.
there are a lot of characteristics that gamers actually have, which are stronger than those traits in non-gamers. So reflexes, for example, when it comes to, like, not just physical, like limbic reflexes, but also your how your mind thinks, and how agile your mind is. So I mean, again, I'm no expert on this, but I personally think it has helped me to some extent, not very greatly, but maybe like some advantages here and there. Like being connected to what I said earlier of being social inside an MBA campus. You get plenty of opportunities to do that here. So
Hmm.
there are committees, there are interest groups, there are regional committees. At least here in XLRI, we have like many regional committees belonging to different states of India.
Hmm.
So, for example, we have JMAXI, which is the Maharashtra ka committee. It stands for Jai Maharashtra Association of XLRI. Then we have Rajaxi, which stands for Rajasthan Association of XLR. Similarly, a lot of others. So yeah, again, you get a lot of opportunities to meet people and interact with them. And so yeah, it is up to you if you want to take them or not. But you will
Hmm.
get plenty of.
Okay. And what happens in these regional committees?
So regional committees, they organize their own events. A lot of them do regional dinners, regional lunches. SPAXI is the Punjab and Delhi
Hmm.
ki regional committee. They also do a Bhangra event. They do like
Okay.
workshop, dance workshops. So yeah, everyone has their own thing. Like whatever is more symbolic to their culture, whatever is their USP, so to say. Apart from the regional committees, we also have other, co-curricular, extracurricular
Hmm.
committees. We have one for adventure and nature activities, which I am a part of.
Okay.
So yeah, many such activities. So many opportunities, and you meet a lot of nice, fun people.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's a good time.
Chalo. Great, great. Palash, it was nice talking to you, and I'm sure we gained a lot of
Same here,
insights
same here.
about XLRI in general and so on. So yeah, thank you for the
Very nice to talk
conversation.
to you. Thank you so much.